was a few months ago. I was reading old Martin Luther King interviews because I'm really a dweeb and I like to look back at thought leaders and political leaders and just to understand what their ideas were, because I do believe that history is always doomed to repeat itself, that there's so much wisdom if we just look back and read what people said. Anyways, it was an interview that he did, and it was in Playboy magazine, a really good interview. I recommend you go and read it. Not that I agreed with all of his ideas. I think he was a little more left than me when it came to the economy, without question. But they asked him a question, the person that was interviewing him, and I'm paraphrasing. They talked about the fact that he believed in peace. He advocated for us to never be violent when trying to achieve peace. We know that's why we celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King, because he was considered this vision for peace in America, even during a time of such racial unrest. And they asked him why. Why don't you believe in the concept of revolution, of fighting to get peace? And he said, because you can't fight if you want to get peace. And the interviewer rightfully pushed back on him. And they said, well, respectfully, Dr. King, you're wrong. Look at the American Revolution, the Revolutionary War. They fought and then they got peace, a period of peace. That's why we have America today. And he said something that was so important. He said, if the idea is separation, then you can fight for peace. If you revolt and your end goal is that you want to be separated and on your own, then you can fight and have peace. But if your end goal is not separation but integration, then violence is never the means. Think about that. Think about that when you think of these groups that advocate for racial violence, that you're going to get up in the street and scream and fight if a black man is unarmed and gets shot. Think about that. What are they fighting for? Do we want a society where black people and white people can't sit together like they are in this room? Because that's what they're advocating for when they say they want uprisings. I think in that regard, Dr. Martin Luther King was way ahead of his time in understanding that in this country, what minorities want, and always be conscious of that, what we want, what we've always wanted is integration, because America is the greatest country in the world. And I believe America has always been the only way to the promised land, which I will show you now.
Ocean leaping and wild, stink like rotten wood, I bear in the eye.
We've got some difficult days ahead, but it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop and I've seen the promised land. But I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
What an incredible speaker he was. These images and seeing that this fight has gone on forever. I say this all the time because I get way too much credit. I tell people this all the time. My ideas are not original. They're not. I've gotten my ideas from people that have lived before me who have been saying them and screaming them for years and nobody listened. The people that we've rejected and called Uncle Toms and coons, right? I thought the exact same thing about black conservatives when I was growing up because I was conditioned to believe that. Those heroes have been there forever, whether it's Dr. Martin Luther King and his speeches, whether it's Larry Elder, which what an honor it is for me to share a stage with him. Whether it's Dr. Thomas Sowell, whether it's Dr. Ben Carson, whether it's Dr. Condoleezza Rice, these are some of the greatest thinkers that we have breathing in Black America today, and they have never gotten the respect that they deserve from our community.